and I was interesting, I think. It's not cool. Like literally hold on to that person. But yeah, hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Wandile Ahmed, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the fam. Okay, so as you guys can see from the title, that today I will be doing a story time of how he ghosted me on New Year's, actually a few days before New Year's. But I'm gonna tell you guys the whole story from the start while doing my makeup. The reason why I'm doing my makeup is because I want to take pictures today and it's a bit cloudy, but I haven't posted on the gram for such a long time, and I just saw this as an opportunity because I just cut my hair done, as you guys can see. But let's get to the chase. Okay, I'm gonna be standing like this, but I hope you guys can hear me because I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. So what happened, guys, is that I met this guy. I'm not sure around what, around October, if I'm not mistaken. Around October in my first year. And how I met him, I was going to Spar to like buy something to eat, to cook on that day. So while doing so, I I was walking to Spar like alone, and while I was walking there was this car that was parked like near a house, and I literally thought it was a guy and like a girl, because the guy like that was sitting in the passenger seat was like had dreads. And as soon as I was walking by, they just like turned and looked at me, and I was like, okay, that's weird. But like I carried on, and at that time it was like COVID, and we were still like wearing masks. And at the corner I remembered Uguti, I didn't carry my mask and I had to turn back. I turned back, took my mask and walked like to Spar. Walked to Spar, got whatever I was getting, and I decided like, okay, I'm gonna walk like back home. When I was walking back home, this guy comes out of like the thingy, comes out of the there's nothing here. This guy came out of the car, and in my head I was like, okay, maybe he's going into the house, manje. But actually no, he was like next to me, and I'm like, okay, this is awkward. What is like, is he like, what does he want? I was like, ugh, so I and then he was like, can I like help you like carry what I was carrying, because I was carrying like a bag. And I was like, no, you know, I stay here like at the corner, I will be able like to carry it myself. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he asked me my name and like, where do I stay? Like, originally, am I here from Eastern Cape? And I was like, no, I'm from KZN. I won't get it. Small talk, and then he asked for my number. I usually like give guys like my number like immediately. Reason being is because I like understand this stuff. I like ukuthi ngidlule nje esicivini. Ngimnikeze inamba yami, and okay, fine. We started talking, but he was like an on and off person. He would disappear for like a few days, come back, like, and he wouldn't explain himself, and I wouldn't like ask, because at the end of the day, like, he's not my boyfriend, yeah, well, he's not my boyfriend. And no matter what, we weren't even in a talking stage. So I was like, ugh, like, it doesn't matter. And at that time, I wasn't my relationship. I was in a situationship with someone, and I was just like, you know, I'm fine with the situationship because like it protected me. But this guy was so interesting. He stayed in Woma, which is like 30 minutes from where I stay, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he stayed in Woma. So while in all that, this guy, oh, this one time I went to Groove. When I went to Groove, hey guys, this guy texts me like on the day, and why I didn't think it was him, I thought it was someone else. I thought it was a guy that I met in like my first year. I was still doing my first year at that time, but I thought it was someone that I met like on the first day of like my university, because he had my number. Like ngangwa ngathi, their name was like Usiko. The one that I met like on my first day, it was Usiko, and this guy was like Usihle. So he was inconsistent, so I forgot his name. And he texted me and he was like, you should come to like a bride tomorrow. Me and my friends are having a bride. Okay guys, please don't comment, because I know I'm not a makeup artist. I am still learning. I'm still getting a hang of it, so please don't come for me in the comments. But yeah, this guy was like, okay, and I'm like, can I like bring like my sister and my best friend? They were dating at that time. My sister, they're still dating. They were dating, and he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, and then he was like, I'm gonna pick you up, just tell me like when you want me to pick you up. And I was like, okay. So the next day, we still drinking in the house, and this guy says he's outside. I will just pick up. Okay, fine. We go outside and go pool, guys. And I'm like, are you Sihle? And he was like, yeah, I am Sihle. And I was like so confused, because I'm like, it's not the guy that I had in my head. And I was so embarrassed, and I know like he was also embarrassed because of like his facial expression. But I was like, oh, and he was like, I'm the guy that you met like coming from spa. And I was like, oh, okay, like, oh, the story, because I'm mixing it up with this person and this person. And it was like, okay, no, it's fine, it's cool. And I'm like, okay, fine. We go there, and like we go to his place, we meet his friends, and it's cool, man. We chill. While we're chilling, this guy comes to me, Usihle, and he's like, nobody knows him, so I'm just gonna call him by his name. And he's like, what do you want to have like to drink? And I'm like, what is here? And then he makes a drink for me and he gives me, and I'm like, okay, boy. Like, I just, like, he was serving me, as the missus, but I wasn't the missus at that time. But yeah, he like gave me something to drink, and I was like, okay. And we started talking, and he was talking about how like he likes me, but I was like, you keep on disappearing. And he was like, no, I work, bruh. I work like 12 hours a day, so I don't really have like time. The only time I have is when I come back from work, and it's like limited time, and because I'm usually tired. And I'm like, oh, okay, if you say so. Yeah, it was like that. And then because of like the night before, my best friend was sick, so my sister says, no, you know what, see, like, we're gonna go home. And I was like, oh, okay. But I told them, I'm gonna stay, because I still wanted to spend time with this person. He was interesting and I was interesting, I think. Yeah, so ngabakapha, and they left, and mina ngajika naye, and masjika, like, we got to his place, and his friends like left after like we stayed there. I think like they left like 5 minutes after they left. And it was like guys, I was drunk, so more daggy, guys. Yeah, I don't want to speak about it, but like, we were speaking, and we're like, no, nothing must happen today. Like, we want it to like to happen when we are sober. And I was like, oh, yeah, cute and everything. God, don't find me a nail. But like, guys, the way I was so dizzy compared to like how much I hate this guy now. But yeah, he was like, let's not do anything tonight. Let's just sit, talk and cuddle. I was like, okay, cool, let's do that. We do that, and we end up like sleeping. And the next day he takes me home, and he was like, I'm gonna pick you up like later on, because I still want to chill with you. So I was like, okay, like, no problem, just like tell me when you're gonna pick me up so I can get ready. And it's like, okay. So I go back home, and like, the way, guys, first year I got in so many relationships, and my sister like knew how tired I was, and I just wanted to be like genuine with someone who really likes me. Yeah, so they were just like so happy for me because this guy, guys, when we were there, he was busy like wafaki I love a Zulu girl, I love a Zulu girl. Oh, and I'm just like, and he was looking at me, and I'm like, okay, boo, okay, I see where this is going. But yeah, and I literally did think that he really liked me. But I always told myself at that time, like, that was like my last relationship. I think that was like my 4th relationship that year. Guys, don't judge me. And like, I didn't want to rush into anything. I didn't like, I mean, I'm one person, yeah, shesho kecha. So J, what happens after this guy, he fetches me and like we chill, he asks me to be his girlfriend, and I'm like, okay. So literally I had to like dump that situationship that I had at that time. So I just was like, okay, boy, like, let's do this, because I literally did think that he was like, he really liked me, like he genuinely liked me. So I was like, you know, I'm not gonna, like, I really like this guy, and even if it doesn't like end well, but you know, I'm gonna enjoy my time here. So yeah, that's what I did. We started dating, and he still became an on and off guy. He didn't communicate. The red flags were there, but I didn't see them because red was my favorite color at that time. I'm so disappointed in myself. But yeah, guys, he became an on and off person. And like, you know, and I understood because like he did tell me that he was working, and usually like when he gets home he just like wants to sleep. And he would make it up to me, like in the smallest things. Like, for me, guys, like the small things matter. I don't want to lie, like the small things matter. And he would just like disappear like for like 2 days, and then he would call me and he'd be like, I'm outside, you know. And I go outside and be like, okay, I know I haven't seen you for such a long time. And I'll be like, yo, I'm sorry, you know, work has been hectic. And I'll be like, you know, it's cool, babe. It's not cool. I was just dumb at that time. But yeah, that was happening. And as time went by, like it kept on being like a usual thing, like a regular thing that he would do. And I was so dumb at that time. But guys, you know, we learn from things. So that what happens, like he kept on doing it, and I was like, but like I still enjoyed the time with him because he was a really like nice guy, and I thought like he was genuine from what I was seeing. But at the end it wasn't. So yeah, and then like we kept on dating. Let me tell you, where does the shit go down. I go to his place this one weekend, and you know, we chill, and you know, and he was making breakfast for me. I was like, oh man, you know, my man is making me breakfast. So I go to because I came the day before the night, so I didn't shower, because I had like showered before I came to his place. So I didn't really like shower on the night, like when I arrived there. So I didn't go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, I like take a piss, and you know what? And then I see like a towel, like a long towel. So ngisule izandla zami. But while I was like doing that, shuthi itawula liwe and paint. A patty that is not mine, because I don't leave things at his place. Like I just come with what I need. Go panty, guys. A patty that I don't even wear. I used to wear like sexy panties. I still wear like sexy panties. I don't know what that girl was doing. But it was like, yo, lama painted too, and those are like shorts. Yeah, it was like shorts. And this guy, I'm getting naked, guys. He painted. I keep quiet. I go to the kitchen, and I was so mad. I was trying to like calm myself down because I don't like getting mad. So I'm like, so I found this like in the bathroom. Now, Elise bathroom, and he's like, you know, it's not what you think, it's not what you think. And I'm just like, it's not what I think. What do you mean? Because that is not my panty. And I thought, Uguti, you told me, Uguti, the girl that you had a thing with before like we started, you told me that you end like things with her because you wanted to be with me. So what is going on? And yeah, he was busy explaining that he got it from washing. He was doing his washing, and in my head I'm like, your washing is still full. It's still like it was like last week. But I'm taller, you know. I'm one person, when I love you, bruh, I will look over like a lot of things and just like be like, okay, until get daily. That happens, and you know, we move through those things, and I'm like, you know what, it's fine. Let's just move past it. And he's like, okay, yabona. I'm like, yeah, I just don't want to like speak about it right now. I just like want to have like a nice time with you and just like chill for the weekend with you, because I don't see you like the whole week. That happens. After that happens, I don't tell. I know if Usmo Numa Uzi watches this, I know that I lied to you guys. It wasn't like I was trying to protect him from you guys, because I know you guys are gonna tell me, Uguti, I must leave him. I still had feelings, okay? I wanted to stay. I'm sorry. Because I know what's on you, like, guys. Sorry. So that happens. We chill. I feel like that was the time I was supposed to see that this guy is just fooling around with me. That happens, and as time goes by, like, he kept on doing the same thing. He kept on disappearing until it was like the day before I leave, the weekend before I leave. I was leaving on a Monday, and yeah, I was leaving on a Sunday, Dambama. And so I go see him for the weekend. And his brother is there. So he was working that weekend, and it was like he was working in the morning, and he was gonna come back like around 6. So I was like chilling with his brother, and like we're getting to know each other and everything, and it was cool. And then we went to this party after. Hey guys, that is another story that I have to tell you, what happened to that party, but in jail. But like during that party, like he was acting all sweet. He was like, this is my girl, because there were like other girls lapoge, because like his friends were hosting Angamatomazane. So we went there, and you know, like they were like, and I knew like I was the young one here, because he was like 26 and they were like almost like his age, and I was like 20. No, I was 19. Jesus, Wendy, what were you doing? I was 19 at that time, and I was like the youngest one there. So like we chill, and it was like nice vibes until like it hit. Like, I don't know, it hit that I was leaving and he was staying here. So in my head, I was like, what the fuck is gonna happen? Like, are we gonna work hard or not? Yeah. But like we kept on, like we had like a great night, and we left like in Dambama, and then Sahamba guys Makaya. And it was, you know, we chilled. He stayed up with me because I was like, I want to spend time with him before I leave. And we ended up like falling asleep, you know. The next day he takes me home, and I forget my key at his place. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna fetch it like next semester, because I can't expect you, Uguti Manje, to go fetch it and come back, because I know for sure that you're tired and you're working like later on that night. Yeah, well. And he was like, yeah, okay, like you will fetch it like next semester, I'll just keep it safe. I'm like, okay, thank you. Yeah, well. Fine. I leave for home, and that's when the shit happens. We kept on speaking, and guys, I was being a nice girlfriend. Like, I used to send him like messages every like morning when he goes to work. Send him a message and be like, hi babe, I hope that you're doing well, like have a nice day at work. I used to like send like really nice messages, until this one day, 3 days before New Year's, he doesn't respond to my messages. And I call him, like I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe he's at work, maybe already like arrived at work. But the Uluphelo usuku, guys, he doesn't call. I try calling him, it rings, but it doesn't, no one like answers. I was like, what the fuck happened? I don't even have like inamba yami mngani wakhe, so I couldn't like have called and asked like what was happening. The guy, he disappears for 3 days. I am going mad and I'm not accepting. I'm thinking maybe like something bad happened to him. Maybe mondo, because he used to drink like a lot and he used to tell me like stressy from home. He used to tell me these stories about his family and I'm just like, yo, nothing bad about guys that have family issues. Like everybody has family issues, but not uguti. It's gonna be your excuse every single time you in a relationship and you do something that is just like not on. Hey guys, he disappears for 3 days, and the only time I realized, like I accept that he has ghosted me, is when I saw that he was online on New Year's. I call him and it rings and the person goes offline immediately, and it goes to what I need to, when he's online it says ringing. It went straight to calling and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you know what, no, like no problem. I was like accepting things, and I got over it until like it was a few days and I had to like go back to PE. And I remembered Uguti, I was moving out of the place that I was living in, and oh, sorry about that. And I needed my key. So I sent him like a message, not on WhatsApp, like an SMS. I sent him a message and I'm like, I'm arriving in a few days in PE, so please, if it's possible, can you please bring me my key? If you cannot like give it to me yourself, please drop it off like a summer strandy at a friend's place, his friend's place, because summer strand. And he was like, I will bring it, Tebo. On the day you arrive, just tell me when you arrive. I'm like, okay, like no problem. And he starts having a conversation with me, like a full-on conversation with me, as if nothing happened. And I was going along with it, not because I had feelings for him anymore, but because I didn't want to piss him off and not get my key, because I didn't want to like pay 450 for a key. Fine, he keeps on talking to me, asking me guys, I was so fucking mad because he was making me mad. On like, he was just acting as if everything is fine. He wasn't understanding how hurt I was, because I was deep in the relationship. But yeah, that happens. He speaks to me day in and day out, every single day until I go back to PE. He would text me. And I was just like, I was so mad. And I got back to PE and he was like at a club somewhere. And he was like, can I drop them off like tomorrow? And I'm like, I can't. Tomorrow I'm moving out, so I need them today. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna come. He comes with his friend and expects a hug from me. I'm like, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. My sister comes out, guys, with a knife. It's full of patches of my sword because there was his friend, and like she didn't want to involve like other people. She was so mad about what happened because she vouched for this guy, He gives me my key and I'm like, I tell his friend, can I like speak to your friend for a bit? And he's like, okay, ain't getting one to me. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Why did you ghost me? He keeps on explaining what he was going through, stuff with family. And I'm like, then why didn't you tell me? Like, you could have just told me and I could have like stepped away. You could have just told me that you didn't want to be with me. That is like, that wouldn't have hurt as much. It hurt like as much as ghosting me hurt, yabon. And he was apologizing and I was like, you know what, I was literally crying, guys, because I remembered how in love I was in love with this person, and mina guys in charm, and it was my fault, with the catch, knowing this guy wasn't gonna catch for me. uh, but he apologizes and we were cool. he keeps on speaking to me as if everything is fine. Like, I forgave you, but ungangikhulumisi as if yonke into right. I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend. Like, he kept on speaking to me, and you know, until like things became fine. And in my head I was like, you know what, maybe we're gonna get back back together. When I moved to my new place, he came to see me. I went out to see him, and it was cool, you know, until he ghosted me again. Until he ghosted me again. So guys, that is practically what happens. My daughter, they are like, guys, they are cowards, and I don't understand. Why don't you fucking talk to me and tell me that you don't want me anymore, than hurting me in that way? I look fucking pretty. Then hurting me in that way, I just don't understand. But you know, at the end of the day, men are shit. Well, and girls also. But yo, guys, after that, I just couldn't anymore. Cause why like, guys, like, really kakhulu. Yo, I didn't think Oguti I would catch that hard, and then a guy would leave me to like deal with those feelings like alone. Like, I catch up before, but yo, that guy, yo, guys, ngangi crazy for that person. And the fact that things ended that way, I just learned from that. And ever since, yo, I'm just like scared of like when things go to like long distance. Me and my boyfriend are in a long distance now, but like, he's amazing. Just saying. But yeah, that is the story of how my ex-boyfriend ghosted me. And my advice to you guys, like, basically about this whole thing, is that choose yourself in everything. And when the red flags are there, like, go when it's like, guys, a Pumagi relationship, isaqala. When the first red flag, I know it's so hard to move on from someone, and when you still love them. I always say, ukuthi umuntu umdele qala and then move on from them. Yabo, once wamdela umfana, usuke kuye ngathi umsuzo, he will not forget you. Ngeke ekhohlwe, ngikutshela. But yeah, that is my story of how this guy ghosted me. It really is. I have like a lot of stories, guys, about a lot of guys, but that one took the cup because I got so hurt for like so long. When I came back to PE, I wasn't in depression, but I was just, I turned to things that I thought like would like heal me, guys, especially after like we met up and he ghosted me again. I was just so hurt, and I was just like, you know what, ngiphuma kwabafana. And the minute uphuma kwabafana uzitshela ukuthi usuphumile kwabafana, my guys, I need to do my lips. But in any show, you guys, the minute uphuma kwabafana, God will just be like, here's your kind of person. And that's how I made my boyfriend. After a few months, I made my boyfriend, and I've been happy ever since. And yeah, I'm happy. You know, things happen, and the advice I'm gonna give you guys is that Allow yourself to fall in love. Enjoy every single moment of it. Live in the moment. Yes, love this person. Maybe you are gonna get hurt at the end, maybe you're not, maybe you're gonna be with this person for the rest of your life, but enjoy it. You know, fall in love as many times as you want, until, because guys, at one time you're gonna meet someone and they're gonna teach you what you really deserve in this life, and they're gonna show you. They don't even have to say, they're gonna show you what you deserve. And when that time comes, hold on to that person. Like, literally hold on to that person. But yeah, that is my story of how a guy ghosted me and how I didn't really see. I saw the red flags, but I really ignored them because I was so in love. Don't let love blind you. Let me tell you, don't let love blind you from like seeing things of how they really are, because it is gonna hurt like so much when they hurt you continuously. What hurts the most is telling someone how much you've been hurt in the past and they do the fucking same thing. They do the worst thing, because that was the first time that I got ghosted completely. And I just learned from that, and I just, like you said to myself, you know what, it's time to move on. And for a while I was just telling myself that I didn't want to be in a relationship, but I love relationships, I love love, and I love giving love. So even if this relationship doesn't work out, I'm gonna still, you know, look out there for love, because that is just me. So yeah guys, that is the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed my story time. I know that I was busy doing my makeup on the side, but I just really hope that you guys enjoyed it. And remember, love yourself in everything. Choose yourself every single time. Choose your peace, and remove yourself in situations where you don't belong. But also fall in love. Kiss all the ugly frogs, the ugly frogs as much, like as much as possible. Kiss all the frogs until you meet your prince. So yeah guys, bye.